Super Smash Bros. Is a great game that crosses over some of gaming's greatest series into one big fanservice fest. Each and every series is greatly represented. Look at Mario with its incredible representation, Fire Emblem with a character for every game entry, and Sonic, and Zelda with 3 links that have the same moveset. And Pokemon, yeah, with a lot of them. Okay, Smash Brothers doesn't exactly do some series justice, and you know what? That's okay. The dev team pours their heart into trying to please everybody, and I can understand why they don't represent everything as much as we'd like. But what I don't understand is how the heck Kirby is not fairly represented. A series created by Sakurai, the same person who created Smash Brothers. Some people say that it's to not appear biased, but it's actually for the exact opposite reason. It's because he is biased, and not towards the entirety of the Kirby series, but onto the 4 games he directed. The 4 Horsemen of the Kirbypocalypse: Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Superstar, and Kirby's Air Ride. Just take a glimpse at the stages. To Wispy Wood stages, the Phantom of Dreams, the Great Cube Offensive, the Halberd, and a Game Boy, which is playing Kirby's Dream Land. So as the Kirby fan I am, I decided to do some research and come up with an idea of how the Kirby series can be better represented in Smash. During that research, I found that there is just too much to fix or to add, so I decided to split this video up. You're currently watching part 1. This part, like mentioned in the title and thumbnail, will be about the fighters, while the following parts will be about stages, music, spirits, Mii costumes, and assist trophies that could be added. Now that I have that out of the way, I won't be wasting any more time, so let's go with the first topic, the most important part of Smash Bros., the fighters. The fighters are the most important part of Smash Bros. That's what makes this game so special, and those are what introduces people to other series. Like, if it wasn't for Smash, I would never know about F-Zero, and many others wouldn't as well. When you play a character, you get a taste of who they are and what they do, so nailing their moveset is extremely important. Look at the newest characters, like for example King K. Rool. His moveset completely represents all of his appearances and everything he does. But the older characters like Mario, Kirby, etc. haven't really gotten updated, and that's why I hate Kirby's Smash moveset. It does not represent how the copy ability works. Kirby's ability in Smash and in his games are completely different, and it's a shame that Smash's Kirby copy ability is how most people think the copy ability works. Like, ask anyone what happens if Kirby copies Pikachu. Most people will say that he will get the Pikachu ability. That is what I'm talking about. He would actually get Spark, since that is the ability for anything electric. When Kirby inhales something, he doesn't get the that thing ability, he gets an ability based on that thing. So that's the main thing I would change from his moveset. Once Kirby successfully uses his neutral special, his 4 special attacks change to fit the ability of the fighter. Let's say that Kirby, for example, inhaled Bowser. Well, now his neutral B is Fire Breath, his side B is Burn, his down B is Fireball Inferno, and his up B is Fireball Spin, and etc. with other fighters. To completely make Kirby feel like in the games, his specials without any ability will be very basic, and kinda weak, since that's how he works in Kirby games. He is still playable without copy abilities, but you have the advantage with them. So I will also be changing his other specials. His up special is now 3D Star, where a 3D star from Kirby Triple Deluxe and Planet Robot flies in from the background and swoops him upwards. This move is a little bit more complicated, so in screen there's some explanations of how it kinda works, so feel free to pause and read them. His side special is a big puff of air which travels horizontally. You know, that's one of the things he can do without a copy ability. His down special is Super Inhale, in which he has a bigger, stronger inhale range. And anything in hell is immediately spat out as a straw projectile. which travels faster and hits stronger than the air puff. Also, for God's sake, his down tilt is changed to slide kick? Why does Mega Man has this and not Kirby, who has had it since his first game? I don't know, but that should also be added. And my final thing to change is his final smash. This new final smash is called Goal Game, in which Kirby hops into a cannon and is shot forwards, upwards, or anywhere where the player is pointing. Then, Kirby flies out of the cannon, and whoever gets hit by Kirby during this is entered into a cinematic final smash, where Kirby grabs the fighter and flies through the clear goal stage, similar to the ones in Triple Deluxe and Planet Robot. Then after that, Kirby throws them out of their frame, which ends the cinematic. Once the cinematic is over, the opponent gets shot upwards from where they are, and if the opponent is killed with this final smash, they will always get the star KO. Kirby's new alt colors are pink for himself, green, yellow, and red from the split Kirbys in Amazing Mirror, blue for the fighter's Kirby, orange referencing Waddle Dee kind, gray for classic Kirby, and black for Shadow Kirby. King Dedede's moveset gets rid of made up moves like his side B and down B and replaces them for near in-game moves. His side B is now Dedede Hammer Throw, and his down B is the attack from Kirby Star Allies, the one with his hands, where he like smashes downwards with his hands. Well, it's basically that same thing, but his hands get replaced for his hammer. And the move can bury opponents. Some other regular moves can be changed for other in-game attacks, like for example his up smash can be changed to hammer flip. I also thought of a gimmick where he wears his mask on his last stock or in the last quarter of the game, but his final smash already has masked Dedede, so consider it a optional gimmick or maybe even his actual final smash. This gimmick, like I said, has him wear his mask during his remaining stock or during the final quarter, where his specials are changed to more powerful moves. His neutral special has a return of the Gordo Throw, this time being followed by a larger inhale, where the move's similar to King K. Rool's neutral special but stronger. His side special is a jet powered spin, where Dedede's new hammer flip is powered by his jet hammer and has more knockback and lasts longer. His up special has him reach higher and have 2 consecutive jumps after landing for the first time, if not cancelled. And his masked down B, it's a stronger downwards hit, followed by multiple consecutive hits with similar strength. But I just let that idea go because I want to keep the Kirby characters simple, since in most games and most times they are. King Dedede's alts can be red for himself, purple for his revenge colors, green for Wispy Woods, yellow for Krakow, and purple for Nightmare, black and light blue for King D Mind, and a Shadow Dedede palette. Alternatively, the boss-inspired alts like Wispy, Krakow, and Nightmare can be replaced with the Star Allies colors, those being yellow, blue, and green. Meta Knight's moveset also has some changes, like King Dedede had. Some specials and attacks stay the same, like his neutral B, but others change. Apart from his neutral B, all of his specials are changed. His new side special is Piercing Slash, which works similar to Drill Rush. His new up special is Dimensional Cape, which is just his down B remapped as his up special. And in his down special, he stabs his sword onto the ground and makes a pretty big tornado that travels in front of him. But the move has a lot of starting and ending lag, so that's his weak point there. If it's done in the air, it might shoot out a beam, maybe. Also, his new final smash sees the return of Galaxy Darkness, where Meta Knight turns the battlefield dark and makes a big slash across the screen, hitting whoever was near Meta Knight or whatever the slash hits. Now, to update this attack, a cinematic after that will be added. Whoever was near Meta Knight when he did Galaxy Darkness gets attacked by the Meta Nightmares, in a similar style to Meta Knight's current final smash, where they slash over the opponent. They don't fly up, they stay in the spot. But you know, it's still kinda similar. And since this is technically a new final smash, I will call it Galaxy Nightmares, cause you know, Galaxy Darkness plus Meta Nightmares and boom. Meta Knight's alt colors are blue for himself, dark blue, crimson, and blackish for the Meta Knights, pink for Galacta Knight, a dark Meta Knight palette, purple for corrupt Meta Knight, and gold for parallel Meta Knight from Kirby Star Allies. Those are the characters we already have in Smash, but I think that 3 more characters wouldn't harm anyone. So who are they? The first one is a fan favorite requested by many, the second main character and Waddle Dee kind representative, Bandana Dee. He's got a stellar attendance in the Kirby series and deserves a prize. That bandana, that spear, with his courage he sets himself apart from the carefree parasol holders. He is ready to fight alongside his friends with his trustworthy spear, and his moveset will be based around that same spear. In his neutral special, he does his iconic multi-spear thrust. His side special is the Waddle Dee spear throw, where he throws a spear and, if charged, can throw 3. His down special is the ground thrust, and his up special is the Waddlecopter. In his final smash, he charges forwards, which aesthetically looks like the suplex grab animation in Kirby games, and pins the opponent onto the ground. Then some minigame appear next to him. It's the Megaton Punch minigame. The better you do in the minigame, the stronger the attack. Once completed, Bandana Dee punches the grabbed opponent, and the cinematic plays, showing the battlefield zooming out, revealing that it's on Planet Popstar, which then cracks. The better you do in the minigame, the bigger the crack. Then it zooms in, continuing the battle, throwing the attacked opponent diagonally upwards. Obviously, more damage is done, and bigger knockback is done depending on how better you do in the minigame. And if you do perfect, it's a clear KO. Bandana Waddle Dee's ults are orange for himself, yellow and green for players 3 and 4 in Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, blue for Kirby Star Allies, another blue for Magolor, silver for Taranza, pink for Susie, and his final one is a regular Waddle Dee, so he doesn't wear his bandana. The Kirby series in Smash needs a villain, and King Dedede was the main villain twice, while Meta Knight was once, so they aren't really villains. Also, Magolor, Susie, Taranza, and any others can be discarded as well, because at the end of the game, they stop being villains. And I don't want them to have the same fate as Meta Knight and King Dedede have, where even though they aren't villains, they get called villains. So we need a villain from the Kirby series that has never turned good, that has always been a villain, and that will never be redeemed. Maybe the strongest warrior in the galaxy. And who's better than the galactic nightmare of a crisis? Galacta Knight. Galacta Knight is one of the few recurring bosses in the Kirby series. Galacta Knight has been in the Kirby series since Kirby Superstar Ultra, and in every single modern Kirby game, those being Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Kirby Triple Deluxe, Kirby Planet Robot, and Kirby Star Allies. So having him would be a great way to represent the modern side of Kirby. Also, for those saying that he will be a Meta Knight Echo, no. In his boss fights, he has some crazy awesome moves, so having them in Smash would be wild. Galacta Knight's ults can be pink for himself, red and blue for Marks, gold for the Galactic Nova, blue for Meta Knight, purplish blue for Another Dimension and the Spear Doomers, orange for Mofo Knight, a light Iron Hero alt, and a dark Iron Hero alt. And for the sixth and final character, you know, Echo Fighters are a new thing. Let's give Kirby one. And who's the best Kirby Echo Fighter than Gooey? Gooey's entire existence is being an Echo Fighter, since in Kirby Dream Land 3, he was the second player. So having him would be probably the best Kirby Echo. Also, for those saying that Kirby's kicks and punches can be a problem to translate into Gooey, no, Gooey is goo, he's slime, he can form himself. So he can easily form himself a small little nub, or even better, he can just headbutt and blip, which really wouldn't be a problem. Also, his final smash is visually changed to Hyperzone, where Gooey mocks matter, and whoever is grabbed is thrown into Hyperzone 1, 2, and Dark Star. It's basically the same one as the one I mentioned for Kirby, but it's just visually changed. And actually in their way, instead of getting hit into different enemies from the Kirby series, Gooey can actually hit the opponent against some Dark Matter enemies. Maybe even blasting him off into Zero too? Maybe? Again, this one's not necessary, but I just added him for fun, and he's just a sweetheart, so you know, I just have a soft spot for Gooey. Gooey's ults can be blue for himself, black for Dark Matter, white for Zero and Zero 2, orange for Dark Mind, purple for Dark Nebula, pink, light blue, and white for Void Termina and Void Soul. Oh, and those are all the fighters. And this video is, oh my god, 15 minutes long? Well, that it is for part 1, I guess. Originally, this was meant to cover 3 topics, those being the fighters, stages, and music. But the fighters part ended up being a bit too long. So I guess I'll stick the following parts onto the next video. So make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever the next part gets uploaded. And even if they already are out, you should still subscribe. I do more Kirby content and Smash content like this one, so you won't regret it. Also feel free to comment about your opinions on these moveset changes. See you in the next part. Goodbye.